Hello everyone, my name is Bree and welcome to Documented Journey. Today is day 9 of Create December and the prompt for today is favorite. So I have just laid out all my favorite things and I was just going to chat with you about them. Explain why they're my favorite and what I use them for and all those things. So let's first start with these notebooks. These are the 3 notebooks that I use day in, day out. I touch every day. So let's start with this one first. This is my written journal or my throwaway journal or a burn book, some of you might say. So inside here, it's just a bunch of writing. That's all it is. It's just write. Sometimes I add watercolor to the pages, but for the most part, the only reason I would add watercolor is if it's already on my brush from like my illustrated journal and I just wanted to put it somewhere instead of wiping it on a rag. So in here is just writing, and this notebook is a B6 size, and normally I just use these 2 fountain pens. Sometimes I use this right here, which is a Pilot Friction. So those are the pens that I normally use. At the moment, I'm using this one. I kind of use it, like this one's empty right now. There's nothing in it. I use it, I clean it, and then I refill it just so nibs don't dry out and things like that, because for instance, this is a really expensive pen and I love it. It's one of my favorites. This actually isn't talked about very much. This is talked about highly. It is a Pilot Vanishing Point. I have a medium nib on it and I do enjoy it. The only thing that I don't like so much about it is that the ink capacity is not very much. So the ink capacity in a Lamy is a little bit better, and the ink capacity in my my TWSBI is phenomenal. So that is the one downfall of this, but it really, the click really makes up for it. So I love this pen. This is a Lamy Nux, N-U-X-X. It is like the best writer you could imagine. Super light. That grip is really nice for heavy writing. And I don't know, it's just a all-around smooth pen. It writes really nice. I like the look of it. It's very, I'm gonna say masculine. I could be wrong, but it's very sleek and modern. So I really like this pen. And then the last one is a Friction pen. Some people are scared of these and I understand why. If you leave your journal or anything that you have written with a erasable pen ink in the car, the heat of the car could erase the pen ink, and then you can get it back by putting it in the freezer or something. But if you do that, then every single mark comes back, everything that you erased prior to that and everything. So this is okay for my throwaway journal because I'm just going to be tossing it in the end. And sometimes I want to write in a pen like this. And honestly, I really love writing with these. They make my handwriting really, really nice. So if you haven't tried one, it's worth a go. So that is my throwaway journal. Set that aside. The next one, which I'll talk about, which I talked about yesterday, is my weeks. I absolutely love my weeks. I'm so glad that I purchased it. I think it's beautiful. And the pen that I have in here is a Uniball, and it is also an erasable pen, but this one's cool because it has gray ink inside, and I am so used to gray ink because of Lexington Gray. I use it in my illustrated journal all the time. So if you want to see a flip through of my weeks, then refer to yesterday's video. I'll have it linked in the description box. I went all the way through this guy and showed you everything that I've done in here, and I am really liking it a lot. With the weeks, I do use a mild liner to highlight things that I've accomplished. So that is something that I use for planning. And then all the rest of this stuff goes with this little guy. So I'll just kind of walk through it. This is my illustrated journal. I do a bunch of illustrations in here. It's kind of like an Omni journal, but it's all really doing the same thing, just giving you different aspects of my life. You know, I draw, I put pictures in and I write, so it's kind of a little bit of everything. If you want to see a flip through of these, I have, I think one. I will list that in the description box for you. I really started journaling or using this Field Notes book over the summer, and I really fell in love with it. So I love it for its portability. So that is this, and with that book comes all this other stuff. I listen to music and podcasts and watch videos on my phone while I'm journaling. So I like my earbuds. These are really cool because they're water resistant, or maybe they're waterproof, because I washed these in the washing machine and I dried them and they still work. And they were relatively inexpensive, I think $25. So I will link these in the description box for you. I absolutely love them. They do come with a little pouch that I don't know where it is at the moment, and a charger. It just charges on the side right here. I love these. I got these for my parents got these for me for my birthday, and I am enjoying them immensely, and I think that they must be awesome if they went through the washing machine and the dryer and they still work. So that is those. I have these stamps that I've been using in my journal. They are really nice size. I will also have these linked in the description box for you. Anything that I mention in here will also be on my Amazon. It is an affiliate type of situation there, so you're not really, anytime you purchase anything off the list or anything like that, then I do get a small commission. I'm going to tell you right now that it's not much. You're just helping me continue making these videos, just like anyone else that does this. I don't like to promote things to buy, but I know I get questions of people asking me where I got things, so all the links will be in the description box for you. But these I got off Amazon. I do use StazOn ink with them. However, I would love to find an ink that is doable for the Tomoe River paper. The StazOn bleeds through, obviously. If it does bleed through, I normally just make sure something goes over the next page, like a picture, or I put a piece of paper there and collage on it. But I do like these stamps for the date. But I thought these were better than the roll kind because the roll kind has an expiration date, obviously, and these don't. The next is my Polaroid Zip. I love this mini printer. Actually, I probably would love any mini printer that I purchased. I got this off of eBay, but you can find any of these on Amazon. I wouldn't say that the Zip printer is the best. I think that they all are relatively the same. They're not going to give you great quality, but they are stickers when they come out and very portable. And I just, I won't do anything else. I will forever try and get the sticker paper. It's also thinner, so it doesn't bulk up your journals as much as the Selfie does. This is my favorite glue stick. I really like the shape of this because it's a triangle. It just helps me get in the corners, and it is acid-free and non-toxic. So, Elmer's glue. My watercolors, everyone has seen this a million times, I'm sure, but this is the one that I use for the most part all the time. It's a mix of Daniel Smith and, do I have any Schmincke? No, not in here. These are all Daniel Smith, and these two are from Hydrocolor and I think Rachel Beth. So 2 shimmers. I'm not a huge fan of shimmers, but I do have these in here for fun. So that's that. I have these little ephemera things. I love using brown bags, so I save them and I shove them in my little pouch along with, this is how I keep washi tape, just because I don't like carrying the rolls. There's no point when you can make easy washi tape cards. I laminated a piece of sketchbook paper or notebook, what is this, scrapbooking paper, and then I just wrap my washi tapes around it. Same with this might be a plastic card, I don't know where I got it, but it's just wrapped in tape. And then we have these. This is a pin pouch from Sojourner. I really like this one in particular. I like the size of the pouch. It fits about 3 fountain pins, so I can kind of show you 1, 2, and 3. This is all the fountain pins I own, and they all fit in there nicely, and they close. Or what I normally do is I house my TWSBI because I use that the most when it comes to my illustrated journal, my eraser, my pencil, and my black ballpoint. And that all fits in there really well too. This black ballpoint, I like Bic. It tends not to, when I'm actually drawing, it tends not to bead up on the end. I have a video that I talked all about that in Inktober, and I can link that in the description box for you. It's about all about ballpoint, so it goes into detail, but it's all about like how the ink comes out of the pen, and I find that Bics don't like bead up at the end as much, so I like that. Also, it's a multi-pen because I want to see if I can start sketching with color and see how that looks, maybe get some browns going and stuff like that, but we'll see. This is my TWSBI. I really love this pen because of the ink capacity, also because the nib flow, it's a extra fine, and the ink that flows out of the nib is really smooth. And I've had some hit and misses with a Lamy when I get the extra fine. Sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's scratchy, but I haven't had that with the TWSBI. This is called a lead holder. It's really just a pencil that holds really thick lead. It is a 2 millimeter thickness of lead, and this was my dad's. He worked with my grandfather as an architect, and he went ahead and gave me this pencil, and this is my favorite one to draw with. And I have no idea who it's by. Staedtler? Yeah, it says Staedtler. I love it. It has a little sharpener at the end. That's really cool. So I always have that. And then my trusty Pentel Click Eraser. I love this thing mainly because it's shaped like a pencil. Also because it's white. I find that the white erasers don't leave marks on your paper when you're erasing. So I really like that. And then that's how it closes up. And then these last two things are, let's see, Derwent graphic tints. I could do a whole separate video on these. These aren't shown very much in the art journaling community. So if that's anything that interests you, I don't have very many colors, obviously. I just pick ones that I enjoyed, and to be honest, they're all dingy. You know how I roll. So these are Derwent graphic tints, and what they are is they're a mix of the water-soluble graphite pencils and watercolor pencils. So it does come out like almost like it has this color in it, but a hint of graphite. So I really like those. I think it's fun. I don't use them very often, but I do have them. And then this right here is how I activate all my watercolor and how I activate these pencils. This is my favorite water brush, and this is by Sakura. It's or Koi, and this is a medium nib. That's my favorite. I actually still have the very first water brush that I ever bought. When I started doing this, I bought the Koi watercolor set. When I started doing this, meaning when I started art journaling, it was about 2004, 2005. I was scrolling the internet because I was a fibers teacher and I had to do bookbinding, and I came across Alyssa Burke. I'll leave her website in the description box, but I ended up taking one of her art journaling classes, and she recommended buying this $20-something watercolor travel kit, and so I purchased it, and it came with this here water brush, and I paint with this, and I do all kinds of stuff every day, and this water brush has held up. Now I'm not very hard on my supplies, but that tells you something. If I've had this for I've had this since 2005. So I love this water brush. I will never ever get a different brand because I don't change something that's working for me. When I really enjoy something, I just stick with it. Otherwise, you get caught going down that rabbit hole. So these are my favorite supplies. I have been using most of these I've been using all of these for a really, really, really long time. I'm not going to be changing anything anytime soon. I don't do a lot of favorites videos because, to be quite honest, they would all be the same. If you look, I have a couple videos, like my top 5 things and things like that, and honestly, you see the same things pop in and out of those videos. So I can list those videos in the description box for you. But this is like the big favorites video, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if anything I have on my table here is something that you have in your favorites. I would love to know if we share a favorite item, so tell me that in the comments below. And if you have any questions about any of these, then also leave that in the comments below and I'll get back to you. And until next time, everybody, I'll see ya.